Welcome back, Mr. Saho.
Mr. Saho, bismillah.
Thank you. I hope you have had coffee and you've been taken care of. Thank you for that. I didn't realize coffee was jikando kendo. Okay. That's a good one. Before the first break, we were talking about the various positions you held at the NIA and how your relationship with Mr. Fodebari.
Yes.
So now let's go back to 1996, 1995.
1995.
Do you recall the demonstration that was held by supporters of the PPP at the American Embassy?
For hakilo samurano balambaya menketa men yalonko PPP la kanuntel wala ya kenun American la ambassador la Cordoba ma fawla.
Yes, sir. Can you tell us what you know about it?
You only say what I know about it.
Precisely that. When did you happen to first learn about it?
The very day of the demonstration.
How did you come to learn about it?
It was not hidden. The country then, no.
My question is, how did you come to know about it?
This is what I'm telling you. It was not something hidden. So I believe everybody knew about it.
Still, you are answering your own question. My question is, how did you personally come to know about it?
I was at the office. In my office. I came to know about it in my office.
You are answering where. You are not answering how.
That's what I'm saying. I came to know about it in my office. Through the movements, when I asked what's going on, they said there is a demonstration going on.
And then? And that's it?
Yeah. It has nothing to do with my department then.
Did you come to be involved in that matter?
Definitely no.
Is it your testimony, therefore, that you had no connection whatsoever with that matter?
Sincerely, yes.
Did you participate in the arrest?
You are just saying the same thing. Whether. No, sir.
Did you participate in their investigation?
No,
Well, I think we are beginning to see the second approach. We have heard from Peter.
Paul.
No, it's not true. I was not there. Maybe we are now hearing from Paul. No, it's not true. I was not there. Mr. Saho, Baba Saho.
Mr. Sedo, Baba Saho.
Yes, Council.
Council.
The evidence points completely to a different direction. Like that you're saying now. In NIA, when activities, subversive activities happen, which unit would investigate it?
The counter-espionage.
What was the responsibility of the investigation unit?
Following up or verification?
Following up and verifying what?
Issues given to us to look into.
Including activities that may have been initially started by counter-espionage.
If
there are doubts on it.
Mr. Witness, you know what? It would be misleading to the Commission. If you want to suggest that counter-espionage unit was the unit that was conducting investigations. Is that the position you're taking?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Tell us about the setup of the NIA and the responsibilities and competencies of the various units.
If you ask me to tell you the setup of the NIA, I may not be able to because you have different departments. Each department head is responsible and knows how he works about it.
Mr. Witness, you are a director at the NIA.
Yes, sir.
You knew the institution very well.
Yes, sir.
It would be sad. In fact, it would be a tragedy if a director of the institution would not know the functions of the various units in that institution.
Mr. Council, I didn't say I didn't know the functions of the NIA. What is it?
No. Don't change my question. My question is, I asked you what were the functions of the various units in the NIA. And you said it would be difficult for you to say. It's the directors of those units that can say.
That's true. I can talk about.
Bunda menu benu njela do ko munade NIA jede ko nye ko yen jabi men wala ko be kole ala ite fere pour yete o jabi o nyaaton ko bundal wala si o jabi no.
And he says what concerns me is what I can say.
Ko me yete sula ite si wala fono.
That's what you just said.
Yes.
Okay. Do you know
fo yalone
the functions of the various departments or sections in the NIA?
NIA jede bundal menu menje bundal yela do ko lonne ba.
Well, I have an idea about some of the sections, their work.
Isn't that disappointing to come from a director of the institution?
No.
I didn't see it that way.
Mr. Witness, let's call a spade a spade. You are a director of an institution. You do not even know what are the functions and roles of the various units within the institutions. That is a tragedy.
If I may comment. If I may comment.
Of course, answer.
You see, we are all specialized.
Coupler
is for the people who does the coupling. Investigators for investigators.
Mr. Witness, that is not what we are talking about. What we are talking about is your knowledge of the organization, the organizational structure and the roles and functions of the various units. You worked in the agency for 10 years.
I'm not
disputing that.
Sa kenyinin kamen na wole wodoku bunda lumenu fana bebe NIA la doku bunda bakoto kiliwo kilina dula momenti ala doku momenti wo bundalu akawle nyinin kanu
ko tandala ngay ko.
That's what I'm explaining.
Bunda bunda na doku nyalam.
Every section has its own way of working.
Niko iteya belon jele man to nyafode.
If you say that you know everything there, then that's not true.
Mr. Witness, you know what you are avoiding to do? You are avoiding to enumerate the functions of the various departments because it would show that the answer you have given about the relationships and functions of between investigations and counter-espionage is certainly not the case. What you told us is not the case. That is why you're refusing to itemize. Because if you itemize, it will become very apparent that you are misleading the Commission. Tell us, what are the functions of counter-espionage? Tell us, what are the functions of the counter-espionage department?
Sai bunda me ka fa counter-espionage. Wala menu ka kulo sunyake ikabula wulu noma nyaming.
I've never heard of that department.
Nena ma bunda nyaton kaya.
So you do not know what they do?
Somehow, if you say I do not know what they do,
my question is, what is their function? What roles are given to them? And don't tell me that they deal with counter-espionage. Tell us, what are their functions?
That's the right name for them, counter-espionage.
So what are their functions? What do they do?
Mr. Counsel, I'm telling you,
Mr. Witness,
I've never heard of that department, so I can't know what really they are functions. If I should tell you this is what they do and it's not true, I'm lying. I'm on the oath.
Malong ikamenke katu mnenemo bunda nyato ngaya. Nintata femfoja memang ke to nyati. Woto amunta ngafani yale fo adunganka lile.
Isn't it sad?
No.
Yani?
That you are a director in the institution.
Responsible for
only two people would be your senior in terms of position. The Director General and the Deputy Director General. The rest would be directors like you.
No. Director General, Deputy Director, and Director of Internal Security.
Director General aninga nolanko anin Director Memarta tankadala banko kang.
Mr. Witness, we know what we're talking about. You are a director just like the Director of Internal Security. You may have seniority because of rank. But you are on the third tier. You have the Director General, the Deputy Director General, and the directors. Isn't that the case? And by dint of the fact that you are a director, you are also in line for promotion to be Director General or Deputy Director General.
It's all possible.
Wouldn't it be embarrassing that you could be in line to become Director General and you don't know the work of the various units within the organization?
For the Kela Maluku, Batibang, Imu me alonko, Ebe Rangotole, Puru Kela Maka, Isila Makamo, Sinin Samo, Isila Makamo, Lafano, Kakenyaton code, and we take a motor me alonko, Bunda, Menbeja, Yaton call for do call Imalo.
Yeah, if that should happen, they will give you.
Answer the question. Wouldn't it be a big embarrassment that you'd be appointed Director General and you would not know the functions of the units within the organization?
You'll become to know about it if you reach that stage.
Are you serious?
I'm serious.
This is how you people worked at the NIA? That the left does not even understand the functions of the right. Mr. Witness, I put it to you that you're trying to muddy the waters because you know that it was your unit that was responsible for investigations, and it was your unit that investigated this particular activity. You're trying to run away from it by heaping it all on counter-espionage. That is what you're trying to do.
No. Okay. Itela lodula momenti ngeyinin kawala la misali kama emo jankundino woto amunta sila yeduno beta yala bunda kange kafu me counter espionage.
Honey.
No.
It looks like we're going to have a longer day than we anticipated. I am sorry for that. Tell us what were the functions of the investigations unit.
The functions of the investigation unit is to make follow-ups that aren't too clear, and the Director General will instruct us, go into this, go into that.
Director General kana yamaro dintella albulanyin noma alinyin don noma sata aliketeng.
And as a former number 3
ko inana ketanu nyaton ka sabanyamuti
in the investigations department
bundala menga kisikisiroke
and a former director of external security,
andu inana keta nyaton ko me alon ko wolle marata tanko ni topoto ko topoto nyala bantala.
This is your answer about the responsibilities of the investigations department?
Yes.
Ha.
One bullet point to make follow-ups about things that aren't too clear.
That's the essence of investigating. Why are you investigating what happened in the past? Tell me, you want to make sure that you know what is missing and what is not missing. You are following up, I believe.
Mr. Witness, you are oversimplifying this to the extent that you render it meaningless.
Ikala kotoni ka susone ndi nyame nyala me yalonko ikas di nyame famola mnyidi ko na fa fango do yara bakele.
Did you people at NIA know what you were doing?
Adol NIA aliyalo na alka men fango ba.
Did you know what you were doing?
Alta aliyalo na alka men kenum ba.
Because if this would be
ka ninga yatara ninginam
your answer to the functions of the investigations unit,
then
it begs the question whether really the officers at the NIA knew what they were doing and what we were paying them for. to carry out follow-ups that aren't too clear. That's what you said. That's the functions of the investigations unit at the NIA. It's very sad, isn't it? I think it's quite obvious. Let's move on. The investigations unit was at the heart of the NIA, correct?
I don't understand.
Mafaham.
It was one of the most important units in the NIA.
Yes.
Ha.
Information received by various units of the NIA would eventually find it themselves at the investigations department for investigations.
If
there is anything to be investigated, yes.
Okay. If the religion or political unit conducts an investigation and arrests are made, wouldn't the suspects be transferred to investigations department for investigation?
I don't think so. I don't think so. And the reason being, that is the sole responsibility of a particular department that makes the arrest.
Do you know the concept of cross-cutting issue?
Cross-cutting.
I don't know.
Okay. You know, you have various sections at the NIA. You have political, dissidents and religious section.
Dissidents and the religion.
True.
Tonya.
Yes.
Ha.
You have counter-espionage.
Yeah, counter-espionage for sort of.
Yes.
Ha.
You have internal security.
Yeah, bunda sort of memara banko kono kunya tankola.
Yes.
Ha.
And which other ones?
External security.
Anem bunda juma.
Bantala banko kunyalu bunda memartala.
Would it surprise you that some of your staff don't even know the names of the various departments?
Nyinte kele jaxali kuduba yalla do kula do fangol beje nyim bunda me anan ko be NIA jeto idol beje me tol fangol lo.
No.
Ani?
Isn't that disappointing?
No. Well,
I'll tell you why I said no.
If
you would allow me, sir.
We all know the need, the concept of need to know.
Thank you. This is the reason of my saying no.
That should be an issue of subject matter. It should not be an issue of organizational structure.
In
fact, the organogram of the organization should be there for the members of staff to know.
Council, can you allow me to come in, please?
Please.
You see, the human being is such that it's always curious. In intelligence, some of these things are kept secret, so that I will not have this ego to say, I want to know what's in CE, or I want to know what is in this department. Most of these things are hidden, so that the operatives We do not know until and unless you reach a certain stage, and there then you start to know A, B, and C.
Wala ya sabu bukalafi do kulali ko do long funing ayatara itata hanifo ifutata makamoto utumbolo isabu nyoto nyin ntenga fahamu le nyam.
I think you are again trivializing a terrible situation.
Jikita ko hanin kabi ko take ibe ko landikan ni nyala me alon ko la nya jawlam.
So you have all these sections.
Silang ye bundal be soto jero.
And all these sections would require investigations, correct?
Not
always. Again, all these sections are under the internal security.
Internal security.
External security was also under internal security?
No.
Munta bunda me marli bantala nimbantala bankol temo tankando lol fanam bebe internal security la ko
hani counter espionage, was it part of internal security?
Counter espionage wo fanam internal security la ko
yes.
Okay, how about religion and political?
All those other units are under internal security.
So how many
internal security la ko
how many sections did you have in the NIA?
NIA ale bunda jendel soto je
I cannot count it offhand.
Okay. We would give you a pen, and during the run, write us the organigram of the NIA.
I can't do it.
See, I can understand if there is a secret unit within the NIA which you would not know. I can understand that. But to tell me that as a director, you do not know the formal organizational structure of the organization, that would be shocking. Do you have management meetings at the NIA?
We have briefings in the morning, director briefings.
Do you? And the directors would be the managers of the institution.
Yes.
And the directors would be identified, or they would identify themselves as directors of the various units.
And no director menu benunje momo ni mo bengonyi bekeri momo ko ifai ke fa itandile ntela munyi bunda kari la nyaton ko ntela munyi bunda kari la nyaton ko fond.
Those directors is the director of internal, director of external, director of finance, the DG. Period.
Director men bije wolem director memmarta tankola banko kan director memmarta tankola banko e bantala director memmarta nafulo la anin DG.
But that is understandable.
Yes.
But those directors would have units under them.
But who director fana fananka bundandi wol soto ikotole.
Yes.
And it would be known that the directors have responsibility over these various units.
But that
I've said so. That the director of external is responsible for all other units. Director of internal is responsible for all other units.
Director of banku kan tankola wala marta nyimbunda ko tengulubela.
Okay. So the elements of the organigram are beginning to emerge. You would agree?
Amunta sayin doku bunda sansangolo nya bitung abdamu tatale kafinti do man bunda lo lari nyami.
Director General?
Director General.
Correct?
Yes.
Or let's say President.
Misal kama niko President.
Then Director General, NIA.
Yeah, Director General soto NIA.
If I may ask, why President?
No.
President.
Because I am trying to think like you people. You are part of Office of the President.
Then
all departments should put the president within their organigrams. Don't you think so?
If they wish.
Okay.
All right?
Yeah.
So within the organization, Director General.
Kafonyim fonkono Director General.
Deputy Director General.
Mensimbe Director General Kang.
And then you have the Director of Internal Security.
Director
of Finance.
Director
Director of Counter-Espionage or Director of Internal Security?
No.
Director of Internal Security. Yes. External Security. Right?
External Security.
And in Director Bantala Tankola.
And then there are units below these departments.
Bunda ndingulu fanalu be bunda lu kotole. Wala fanalu.
Or directorates.
Ha.
For finance, you would have finance, human resources, and admin.
Na fulo la karola ibe bunda soto la mem marta na fulo fongo maranyala hadamaya no la karola dukula la karola.
Those days no.
Utilo lukono wotije.
You don't have human resources.
Almam bunda soto mem marta hadamaya no do.
My time. No, it's just the Director of Finance and Admin.
Ndelawato Director mem marta na fulo la anim mem marta.
Now it's introduced, I understand.
But even if you don't have a unit for human resources, admin would always obviously deal with human resources.
Director of Finance and Admin.
That's why I said Director of Finance and Admin.
Okay. It seems to me that you people at the NIA knew only what you could see on the surface. You don't, either you did not know how the organization functioned and what it was doing, or you refuse to tell. Which is it?
I don't understand you, because if you are telling me we don't know.
No. I say you either did not know
about what?
How the organization worked and the competencies of the various departments, or you refusing to tell. And either answer is disappointing.
I'm listening, because you said either answer will be disappointing, so I will not answer.
Where you go, Jabiru,
I said yes, it's disappointing. If I said no, it's disappointing. So I'll
let's hear your position.
On what?
On the proposition.
But, Mr. Counsel, you said any answer will be disappointing. So no comment. That's my proposal. No comment.
So you accept that the situation was disappointing?
That's your view.
But you think differently?
Unless if you want to think for me.
In 1995, well, somebody who knew what was going on, unlike you, who did not know what was going on, that person testified. And they explained that when the information was received, the NIA established two teams. An arresting team, which went to the ground and arrested those who were part of this demonstration. Did that happen?
That's that person's opinion. He's aware, so I'm not.
Mr. Chair, remember yesterday we heard, this is his testimony. This is my testimony. you choose which one you accept. That we heard from Peter, today we are hearing that from Paul, and this trend is going to continue.
I've never said choose what you take. I said,
well, you will reach there.
This person you are telling me said he was there, he was aware. So that's his version. I was not aware.
Okay, now we substitute testimony with version. All right, we'll accept that. We would accept that. Is that person's version a lie?
I wouldn't say. Because I don't know this person one. I cannot deny his version of the statement.
Salmina Drame said you organized two.
Salmina Drame ko ale
two teams. An arresting team and a receiving team. Is that a lie?
Whether what he said is a lie?
Yes.
I cannot say anything on that.
And he said he was part of the receiving team.
That's him.
So he obviously, as part of the receiving team, he would know what the receiving team was doing, wouldn't he?
He would have been in the best position to answer that.
But if the NIA arrests people, they would bring them to the NIA headquarters, wouldn't they?
Yes.
And they would be given to people who would deal with them, who would process them.
Process them like?
Who would interview them, who would interrogate them.
Yes.
And those people would be the interrogators, correct?
No.
Those who would ask them questions, those would not be interrogators. What do you understand interrogate to mean?
No, let's say if my department, investigation, should arrest somebody to come in. It's our responsibility to find out. The reason why we brought it in, to find out more into that reason. Likewise, other departments.
Mr. Witness, again, the effort to mislead is beginning to emerge. And I warn you that misleading the commission is a violation, is an offense. You are warned. Those who would question the witness, wouldn't that amount to interrogation?
So are you interrogating me? Because you are questioning me.
What do you think?
I'm just asking.
In this environment, it is a basic interview. It can also amount to an interrogation, but an interrogation is more typical in an environment where it's only the investigators who are present asking the questions. In this particular setting, we have a panel.
Janto nga panelo la soto jamenu be siri be la moyro la bari ni be nyinin karo ning fenko interrogate la o investigator kisikisir la le katra siri.
I know they will be interviewed by the arrestees first.
Ngalo mennu mu mutar laluti wala folo be nyinin karo ken.
They know the reasons why they were arrested.
Wala dali long munan na itata nyim molu muta.
And then
yes, that's what I know.
No le long.
Would it end there?
That depends on what they have.
So they
have more difficulties their issue will refer to the DG.
Nin kole akolu nata fintije ikako soundile kadi DG la wala msuti
DG will assign the department concerned.
Biton DG sa do ko cika adi do ku bundala menu nyanta marala wala.
Very funny.
Kata jilendi koti.
The department concerned would do the arrest.
Bunda me alon ko sulo be wolle kana muro mura wolle sulata.
Isn't it?
Wolle kata mutaro fawonde.
I don't understand you.
Mafaham.
Which department would conduct the arrest?
Bunda jumala kata mutaro la.
Any of the departments will conduct it. Any of them.
So it would be on their area of specialization.
So
they send it to the DG.
Director General.
And to use your words, the DG would send it to the department concerned.
Director
But the department concerned is the department that carried out the arrest. Let's stop the chase and stop playing games.
Mr. Counsel, maybe you are not getting me, but I am getting you.
Give an example. Mr. Witness, I am using your words, not mine. I am using your words.
Again, don't misinterpret my words.
I'll give
you an example. I said, if it is my department, to arrest somebody, our responsibility to find out more into why we arrest him. If, for instance, there is something that has to do with the political side of our arrestee, the matter will send to DG and said, this is that. Then DG will send it to the department concerned to look into it.
Misali kama tatake kuleti menketa politiko kunyala ngakono mamabe bang. Nka ki DG le wala bina jubela nyinde ngadinyi mbunda kari la walia no masata.
You see, Mr. Witness, what you are saying does not make sense to
you.
And I would show why. From what you have said, there is no need for an investigations department at the NIA.
I'm listening why?
Because everything goes to the specialized unit.
No.
So you have seen the folly in what you have said.
No.
See, I told you, if it is just a moment, I told you that investigations was a cross-cutting issue.
Investigation bunda me yalon ko ya yeleje pour ko kul kisikisi bunda me yalon ko aselata bunda do lel kan.
The various departments would conduct arrests and they would go with the matter to the investigations department.
Bunda dol be bitala eta mutarola ni tata yo mari muda nana kul nyinta samba ya samba bunda me ka kisikisi roke.
Mr. Witness, Mr. Witness,
no, sir.
We have had enough evidence to be able to know that this was the case. You are trying to avoid the fact that issues were sent to investigations because you know that in 1995 when these people were arrested they were sent to investigations, so you are trying to avoid accepting that that was the procedure because you want to remove yourself from what happened in 1995.
See, if I should tell you that what is there to be investigated, because these were demonstrators. Quell the demonstration. My understanding of it.
So there was no investigation.
As far as I know.
Mr. Witness, I hate to say it, but that is simply untrue. You would be the first witness to appear here and tell us this.
Yes, maybe I'm the first witness who will tell you what he knows. Maybe.
Well, if you continue at this rate, you would be the most misleading witness to appear before the commission on the issue of the functioning of the NIA.
That's your opinion, sir.
So, Mr. Witness, you want to tell us that you were at the NIA at this time, you did not have a clue, you did not know what was going on with regards to these 1995 people who were arrested.
Can I tell you one thing?
Just answer my question.
Yes.
You did not know anything about this.
Yes. Can I tell you one thing, sir?
No, just answer my questions. Just answer my question.
Can I give you something else?
I hope it is germane to this issue.
Yes, of course.
Please, go ahead.
And then? In 1995, there was this bit of suspicion from people who were from NSS. We were not that percentage, 100% with the junta then.
Secondly,
I can tell you today that when I have heard about this arresting, I'm coming. I call prominent people I know within the PPP party, and somebody who is alive today. Just to make sure that he is not within. That is Panyel and Suare. Only him. When I heard about it, I started calling people I know. If in Jobate Mane, I went to his place. In Mandinka, he said,
he said in Mandinka, I cannot make me run from this country.
We all know that people at the NIA had divided loyalties. When your friend comes, you treat the person nicely. When other people come, you treat them brutally. That was the culture at the NIA. Okay, let's see whether you have treated the other people who were arrested just like you treated this person called Mane. What baffles me is, if you did not know anything about this, you did not know what was happening, how would you go to these people to try to help them?
I didn't say, I said I came out, when I came out aware of it, I have to start calling people I know.
But you said you knew nothing about it.
When? So this was a common thing in the whole country. People know there's going to be. I said
you knew there would be demonstrations, you knew they were arrested, but besides that, you knew nothing else.
Yes.
Yalonko balambaya bekela. Yalonko ye mutale. Yo bari okola ite ko imam femfel lonje.
Ani mofo. Ngal ko ibe butalale. So ngami lonje mo kuma ngami long.
That you knew.
They were going to arrest these people.
Ngalonko ibitani molu mutalale.
Yes, and then
no batala
calling people.
So you did not even know that they were arrested.
Kato tembo imalom fango koye mutale.
The time I was talking to these people,
just answer my question. Did you or did you not know they were arrested?
Some were arrested.
And where were they taken?
Most of them were taken to Fajara.
And the rest?
That I know of.
And the rest?
There were few people who came to the NIA, I believe.
So you're saying you don't know, you merely believe?
Yes.
You merely believe, you don't know?
I believe.
So you don't know that they were brought to the NIA?
I said, I believe they were brought in the NIA. Believing in something, you know about it.
No.
Or you want me to prove
I believe that God exists.
So you don't know God?
No.
You don't know God?
No. Do you?
Yes, I know.
What's his name?
He's the creator.
Well, Mr. Witness, let's stop playing games. Okay? A belief and knowledge are completely different.
Lanno ani londo nyinu fatata bakel.
Okay? Knowledge is based on empirical facts.
Londo belarin kulle kam men mutu kun saharin luti menu lota.
I know that this is plastic.
Nalon ko nyim mu fole woleti.
Okay? A belief is completely different. Understand? Did you have first-hand knowledge that these people were brought to the NIA?
You say first-hand knowledge. Can you please simplify it?
Mr. Witness, let's stop dilly-dallying and stop playing games.
I am not.
The fact of the matter is these people were brought to your unit and tortured by yourself and Fodebari and the rest of the team. That is what happened. That is the truth, isn't it?
No, sir.
You are denying knowledge of fact that the procedure was arrested people are brought to investigations because you know you are the one at investigations.
No, sir.
Ani.
Were you not at investigation?
Yes, I was at the investigation, but they were never brought to the investigation.
Well, do you know a person called Bachsamba Jalo?
I first heard his name here.
Did you know him before?
Never.
And crossed his genitals with a stone. You have no connection. Nothing to deal with this.
I come in.
Yes.
You see, at the first instance, where as per your advice this thing, said that I, myself, late Marina, forgive.
I can't hear you.
Mr. Marina,
Tala
Mr. Musa Kinte,
and Fodebari.
Daba Marina, Fodebari, Babanding Jobate, Baba Saho, Salmina Drame.
And in Salimina Drame.
The one I have is Baba Saho.
Baba Saho.
Late Marina.
And in Tala Marina.
His soul rest in peace.
Mr.
Barry.
All these ministers and managing directors who were arrested and put on trucks were arrested by you in your office. So you cannot tell us that you never went to the ground. That is funny.
Yes, please. Allow me to give you my testimony.
And your testimony and that of the others are different.
I and others are different.
We have heard from Peter the same lines. We are hearing from Paul the same lines. It's the same strategy of denial. But what you're saying is certainly not the case, Mr. Witness, and you know it is not the case.
You see, Mr. Counsel. Please, can you listen to me? I believe that's why I'm here. Give my version of the story. You are not listening to me, I believe. So let me learn. Let me just give my explanation, my own version. The version you want. Somebody came to alert me, and this is a serious allegation. Remember.
We are seeing the same game being replayed here. Proceed and play the same game.
Mr.
Bachsamba Jalo, I swear I'm on oath.
Please, just answer the question.
I did not participate in his arrest, nor did I touch it with my hand.
As far as you're concerned, he was even never at the NIA.
As far as I'm concerned, yes.
This is really, really interesting and really shocking. But Bachsamba Jallow is not even the only person to incriminate you. We have Senify. Did you know Senify before?
Yes, Senify alone a command bang.
No. Annie.
Have you ever met him?
In an abdent Talabang?
No.
Annie.
And for some reason, Senify was arrested in a completely different operation.
Senify kera molde me alon ko yamuta ni dandang le me alon ko af ani ndul ta fatatale.
With Bachsamba Jallow.
Me alon ko ani Bachsamba Jallow ta o fatatale yimuta damen.
Senify was arrested at Kairaba Avenue.
Senify ya ta muta Kairaba mbedo le kan.
You are lying. Is he lying? You are laughing. Is he lying?
He's not speaking the truth.
Tell us why you said
I've never been out on this arresting thing. I was a senior officer, remember? Operatives.
If I was Senify never said you arrested him.
I was never out on the arresting.
Senify never said you arrested him. Salmina said the arresting team was as follows. Usman Tamba, Seni Mane, Mamadou Pikajalo, and Musa Kinte.
That's Sullivan's department he's talking about. That's his department. Definitely he has.
Would that be correct?
That's his department.
Would that be correct?
It could.
You don't know.
I don't know. Wallahi, I don't.
This is what I'm saying. You are lying. You are hiding behind, I don't know. You are hiding behind, I don't know. Because you know that the truth is not on your side. You knew that these people were the group that went to do the arrest. You are running away from the truth, Mr. Witt.
There's no reason why I should run away from the truth. It is the responsibility of CE when it comes to political issues. The Department of CE is their sole responsibility.
Okay, let me ask you this question. Usman Tamba, which department did he work in?
Usman Tamba,
that time?
Yes.
Definitely I can remember where he was.
I can
remember.
Where?
CE.
CE.
Mamadou Pikajalo.
I cannot remember him.
Musa Kinte.
Kinte, yellow man.
You see, you hiding behind, I don't know, I can't remember, because you know that the truth is not helpful to you.
The truth is helpful for me.
Daba Marena, which unit?
Daba Marena,
Salmina Drame?
Sal, I believe he was with CE.
Exactly. So this was a CE operation.
So that has nothing to do with investigation.
Okay. So this group went to the American embassy and apprehended the people. And at night, you, the senior officers, went to arrest other people from their homes. You see, Mr. Witness, your name was not the sweetest name at the NIA for victims to just come and plug it from the air and parade it as their victimizers. Why would a victim want you to be his victimizer when he knows that it's another person who victimized him? Why?
Kafoko itele mantoro lantekang satara dole ya kiala saying itele munenno dobina o kela ba kela mun dalila lekang.
That is best known to the victim.
Are you ashamed about what has happened to Bachsamba Jallow? Some NIA officer took a stone and crossed his genitals? Are you embarrassed by that? Is it shameful?
If that is what happened, it's inhuman.
Is it also shameful?
Nobody can do that.
Is it also shameful?
So nobody can do that.
Answer my question.
Yes.
It is shameful.
It is shameful.
Is it embarrassing that your name is associated with that activity?
It hurts me initially.
And that is precisely the reason why you are avoiding. You are refusing to accept it.
Definitely no.